Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Okay, I'm getting right to it. I am very, very pissed off right now. And I shouldn't make a video when I'm really mad. But I have to talk about this because I've got this going in my brain. And I wanted to shoot a video about it because we are all talking about, okay, let's talk about Topps Project 2020. I know everybody's sick to death of that topic. But let me tell you why investors coming into the hobby is bad. And everybody's like, oh, it's great. You know, let them come. It drives up prices for everybody. And yay, you know, great. Well, let me tell you that's a bunch of bullshit. Because nobody, it's bad. Why? Because not only me, but hundreds and hundreds of transactions are being returned to people. And people who have received money, and at least in my case and several other of my friends, we've already spent that money. And you could say, well, you shouldn't until the window of time has passed for them to do a return. Really? I mean, come on. That's a bunch of crap too. And so investors coming into the hobby, these guys that don't want the card, they're not collectors. They're not buying it because they want the card or it represents some memory or it has some nostalgic feeling for them or they respect the player or anything. These investors are all about just flipping. And they have found the perfect opportunity and way to do that with no consequences, with zero consequences, because if they get a card at a certain price, and all the prices have pretty much cratered in Project 2020, and they buy a card, well, they can return it. And guess what? Especially if it's on eBay. Now you can do things like sell it on Facebook and some other things that can protect you, or do private sales, stuff like that might protect you a little more. But eBay is not in your corner at all. They are going to side with the buyer almost always. So I got a return, by the way. This is what has prompted this rant and me being so pissed off. And it's not about the money. Let's get that out of the way right now. It's a $350 card, which is not chump change, mind you, but it's not like life-changing. It's not that big a deal in terms of the money. It's the principle of it. It's the absolute, just flagrant, basically fraud that they're doing. They're buying these cards. They know they have a window to return them for pretty much any reason. I mean, eBay's gonna, I've reported the buyer. This buyer just got outed literally as I was researching this. This same buyer that bought from me somebody else outed him on the blowout forums where they're outing all these guys that are doing all this shady stuff. And they have no repercussions. They can do this. It's purely a commodity to them. It's not a hobby. It's all about money for them. It's all about, buying something cheaper, selling it for more money. This guy got my card, by the way. It was delivered. He left me positive feedback. And now he's saying the case is scratched and the packaging is scratched. What a bunch of crap. What a bunch of absolute crap. First of all, you're not buying the case. You're buying the card inside the case. And nobody pulls their Topps Project 2020 cards out unless you're sending them in to get graded. So you can't say that that's really an issue, that that's really a problem. If you don't like it, change the freaking, one touch that it's in. So that's really funny. My rant was interrupted by Garrett, card cutter, who I was talking to about this earlier, and I'm just like literally mind wanting to explode. My brain hurts thinking about how much this is happening in the hobby. This is only going to hurt the hobby. If you're thinking like, oh, it's great for investors to be in the hobby. No, it's not, because they're doing this kind of crap. Not all of them. It's not exclusive. It's not only them. But when I buy a card, I'm buying it for my personal collection. I want it forever. So I'm going to figure out a price that I want to pay. I'm going to pay it, and that's it. That's how collectors think for the most part. I'm not looking to sell my cards tomorrow. And that's how investors are. They're looking to sell it tomorrow. They're looking to flip it as fast as I can to turn that for a profit. And if you're selling these cards, you have zero recourse. I have not heard one time that eBay has overturned a buyer's request for a refund. And you would think that eBay would get smart with this and figure out that everybody's, doing this, that this isn't, a one-time incident, or it's happening a lot. You know why eBay doesn't care? Because they get money. They get the seller's listing fee, the final price fee, no matter what. And PayPal gets their fee, no matter what. So it's not like they care. They're like, hey, sorry, man. Seller says, or buyer says there's a problem. You got to take a refund. And again, it's not about the money. It's about the principle that it's just a bunch of crap. That people can get away with that. That there are shady people and there's shady people everywhere. But that's just making it so sour. Like, why would you ever want to sell anything if there's a pretty good chance you're going to get it asked for a refund. And just what a lesson to learn, and learning it the hard way. So maybe you guys won't have to learn it the hard way. I should have learned it from but I'd already sold these cards so my buddy Bart 81 USAF, I think he's the PSA card guy now. Bart, the PSA card guy. He and I were just talking on the phone too, because this happened to him for a lot more money than mine. And same reasons, same bunch of crap, and it's just not cool. And it's not what this hobby should be about. And we're, welcoming in all these investors with open arms, and this is what you get. You get a bunch of guys that have, complete license to do whatever they want. And if they don't like it, they can request a refund, and you're screwed. So, thanks. Keep welcoming them in if you want, but I'm done with it. I think it's a bunch of crap, and that's it. Rant over. Keep collecting, not investing. Keep collecting.